The bills aim to get tough on crime, but one lawmaker has concerns about the rhetoric.
We welcome all who come here legally wishing to call Utah and the U.S. home. It's part of our culture.
At a news conference on Monday, House and Senate Republicans unveiled bills they say tackle crime and address issues related to the southern border.
Fentanyl trafficking is leading directly to hundreds of deaths in the state of Utah every year.
One creates a new crime of fentanyl trafficking and increases penalties. Another addresses gang crimes and retail theft rings. Penalties will be increased for human trafficking. Undocumented immigrants convicted of crimes must serve their time before being deported.
I'm sponsoring legislation that will allow law enforcement to intervene earlier and more efficiently remove squatters.
Specifically addressing immigration, there's bills to expand detention facilities, e-verify for employers, and more money for schools with a high number of English learners.
To try and help these schools that have seen a massive uptick that's been unexpected.
Representative Matt McPherson's bill requires police to impound a vehicle driven by unlicensed drivers. He says it should make more people seek the state's driver privilege card, which is offered to undocumented immigrants.
The problem is we have a lot of drivers here in the state. They may not be here legally. For some reason, they don't have a license or a privilege card. And law enforcement just doesn't know who any of these people are.
Representative Stephanie Grecius's bill adds a 2% fee on remittances sent outside the U.S. She wants to earmark the money for law enforcement.
They're not filing a tax return here in Utah, but they're still using our infrastructure, our roads, our law enforcement infrastructure, and so this will kind of recoup the costs from that.
As many lawmakers echo President-elect Donald Trump's call for a southern border crackdown, the House Majority Whip says she's not talking mass deportations here.
We're specifically targeting the criminal element within these communities that's not only impacting and affecting Utahns, but it's impacting and affecting the immigrant communities that are living around them.
Squatters, how does that tie to immigration?
The House Democratic leader says she likes the concept of some of the bills, but worries about painting everything with a broad brush.
I want to make sure that we look at the human component to this too, and not just use rhetoric and stereotype who people are.
Now, you'll recall Governor Spencer Cox has pledged to help President-elect Trump on illegal immigration, but the governor has said publicly that he favors a crackdown on crime and not just someone being here in the country illegally. On the Hill, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.